Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm glad to welcome you all to our global training session. Thank you for taking your time to join us today from different parts of the world. I'm Fazla, and I'm the host today. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our guest, our trainer, Mrs. Aisha Ahmed from Pakistan. Aisha is a language instructor, IELTS and PTE teacher, curriculum designer, content writer, magazine editor, and Canva designer. We are truly honored to have you today with us. Before we begin, let's go over our rules today quickly. Please keep your microphone muted during the session to avoid background noise. You can use the chat box to share your thoughts and comments. We will have a question and answer session at the end of the session today, and at that time you can ask your questions. Without any further delay, it's time to welcome our trainer Aisha Ahmed. Dear Aisha, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Fasla, for this beautiful introduction. Please let me know, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, dear, you are.
All right.
Yes,
So,
you are.
all right. So, hope you're doing well. And let's start my today's presentation that is about ELT classroom and curriculum. So, my first question for you all as the icebreaker is that when you hear the term curriculum, what comes to your mind first? What is the curriculum? A book, a plan, or a process? You can let me know in the chat box, or if you want to turn on your mics, you can.
Uh, Hi, dear Aisha. Would you please repeat your question?
Yeah, I asked that when you hear the term curriculum, what comes to your mind first? Is it a book, or a plan, or a process?
Uh, a plan and
All
then a
right,
process. Yeah,
all
it's like
right.
it's like a big plan which is going to direct us where to head, and then with a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of detail, like what we are going to study, how long we are going to study, and from point A we are going to move to point B.
All right. Okay, anybody else?
Well, it's something like it's the course content, I guess. It's something like a structure for students that what they're going to study so for,
All
like main
right.
objectives.
All right. So, if we talk about a curriculum and a syllabus, which term is broader, a curriculum or a syllabus?
A curriculum is broader.
Yeah,
Dear
exactly.
Aisha,
Well,
it will
it's
be
something
helpful if
very
you share your
broad.
slides.
All right. Yes, I'm going to share it. So, all that you have just brainstormed right now, and you all are quite active, and I am happy to know that. Let me share the slides now. Um, can you see the screen? Can you see my
Yes.
presentation? All right. Let me do it a bit bigger. Maybe through this slideshow. Yeah. So my today's topic was ELT classroom and ELT curriculum. So when I saw this topic, a lot of the things came to my mind that it is a very broader topic to cover in just 1 hour. So I hope that we may cover some basics or basics to a little intermediate in this 1 hour. And if I have some other chance in the future with you people, so I will try to go in depth on this ELT, English language uh, classroom and curriculum. So you know all that ELT is defined as English language teaching. And we will now discover in this presentation that why do classroom practices and curriculum design go hand in hand, like why should they align with each other in the classroom. And definitely its goal is to develop learners communicative competence, not just to memorize what they are learning, but to learn and to apply in the real world. right? So what do you think? Why do you think classroom practices and curriculum design must work together? I have just said this. This is just a like a brain teaser for you. Why do you think classroom practices and curriculum design must work together? The question for you all.
Because whatever we are doing in the classroom, it is to achieve the target, and the target is to cover the curriculum.
All right. Anybody else?
Classroom practices ought to align with the curriculum in order for the learners to be able to showcase competence.
All right. Very good. Anybody else want to
Yes,
participate?
it is related to the students' needs, and
Okay.
that's why it is should be designed according to the needs of the learners.
Exactly, to observe that actually that if the needs are overcome and fulfilled or not, or if the curriculum design is accurate, like what we need in the students, are we really achieving it or not? So that is why curriculum and the classroom practices should go hand in hand. It should get along with each other. Key concepts, I must let you know, just you may already know it very well, but let's just exercise again so that the presentation that is going to come next, it will be easier for you. Curriculum is it's a plan. It's a broader term. It outlines what are the goals, what will be the content in the classroom, what methodologies a teacher will follow, and how he or she will assess what they have taught in the classroom. It also includes a syllabus. A syllabus is a list of topics or language items to be taught. A content, it can be anything. Pedagogy. Pedagogy is the method and the practice of teaching. Definitely, we have a lot of methodologies in English language teaching, and you know that direct, indirect method, communicative language teaching, and audiolingual method, CLT, all else. You know, so what pedagogy a specific teacher is going to follow, it also comes under the curriculum. Syllabus also comes under the curriculum. So ELT classroom is where the curriculum goals are implemented. These were our key concepts, and you have a little, I have just a brain teaser related to every slide. So just a quick quiz. That is, match the term with the reflective terms. It's for you.
Okay, can I speak?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So pedagogy goes with A, teaching methods.
All right. Yes, anybody else?
Yes, syllabus is a detailed topic list, in curriculum overall teaching plan, and
All
ELT
right.
classroom lesson
Okay. Let's
space.
let some other people cover the other points. Thank you so much. You have done well. Anybody else?
Syllabus
All right.
is the detailed topic list.
All right. And what else we have? ELT classroom and curriculum.
Curriculum overall teaching plan.
Curriculum or all right. And ELT classroom.
The lesson space.
Exactly. You have done well. Thank you so much. Now let's move to our next slide. That is components of an ELT curriculum. Obviously, when we not only the ELT curriculum, but every curriculum have these contents or the components, that a curriculum actually decides what aims and objectives we are going to have for this course, and curriculum will decide what content we are going to select. Curriculum will decide what methodologies will teacher apply in the classroom. Curriculum will decide how teacher is going to assess what they have taught in the classroom, and definitely curriculum will decide the way of feedback and evaluation. In my country, it is very common, like there is a class in the schools, the very high level schools that are known as very good and top schools. They follow the inclusion, so they follow the curriculum that includes each and everything to make their learners global citizens. But those who follow some traditional techniques, for example, we know very well that we have grammar translation method as very old and traditional method of teaching. And what it does include, it does just drills and exercises and memorization and repetition, and not just active brain exercises, not something to do like experimentally in the classroom, right? So if we want to make our learners not followers but innovators or creators, we have to design a curriculum that fosters innovation and what I just said, innovation and creation, right? So if our aims are that when the student leave this class, they will leave after creating something new, or they will leave after innovating something or amending something, right? So then definitely our content will be different. Definitely our methodology will be different. For example, we will not follow the grammar translation method, but we will follow maybe task-based language teaching, maybe curriculum, communicative language teaching, CLT, that majorly focuses on communication, right? So when in the classrooms that are for English as a second language, and especially in my country, where English is not only known as just the second language, but also when there is a class system, the upper class speaks majorly English very effortlessly, and when the lower class cannot speak English because they do not have a good education system. So how the people call this system, like the people are known by the riches are only, the English is for riches only, and it is not for the poor. And when the poor speaks English, it is like something out of the order, right? So it is only due to the education system, because the education for poor, they do not have the curriculum that is based on innovation and creation. They are just following the rules of the English just to solve the exams, just to solve the paper. And when it comes to real life, and when they exit the exam hall, they are not able to possess that communication skills in the real life, real life scenarios. So that is why our aims and objectives must be clear. If our aim is like to teach the students, or for example, we say if our aim is in the end of this lesson, a learner will be able to identify the structure of present indefinite tense, then he will definitely be only able to identify the structure of present indefinite tense. Definitely he will memorize it, he will write in the exam, he will solve an exercise in the exam, but he will not apply that, he will not speak a sentence in their real life. That is why while designing the curriculum, it is really very important to think critically that what our aims and objectives at a very individual level are. Content selection. Yeah. So I noticed, and definitely I could show you that, but I hope that in future I will be able to dive deeper into this topic, and I will let you know or show you that how content drives a student at how to study and how to act. Um, what what some our traditional books have done with the students? They have just taken a topic of history, for example, Badshahi Mosque, right? There's a content introduction of Badshahi Mosque. It was found in this, and it was founded by this person. It is located here. Its infrastructure is like this, right? And what are the questions at the end of that content? Like fill in the blanks. Filling the blanks, like taking a word from that content and putting into the blank to fill it. So what students will do, they will wrote it. And now in the exam, the same fill in the blanks and the same topic and the same content will come in the exam. They have memorized it, definitely they can do it. Definitely they can get the first position because they have learned it over and over and over. What do we need to do as a creation, as innovation, to teach them comprehension? Like in real life, whatever content they get, whatever topic they get, they must be able to solve any kind of exercise they get from that content. So when we follow the Cambridge system, it actually does this, the innovation and the creation. They teach the student comprehension, not the Badshahi Mosque. They teach the student how to understand the specific content, right? How to go deeper into that content, how to explore the different vocabulary, how to learn through the context, how to understand the meaning of a content that is in your second language deeply, and like this. So now in the exam, when they appear in the exam, not the same topic comes, definitely a different topic comes, different type of questions comes, and they are able to do it actually. Why is it? Because of the content selection, because their goal were not to produce followers, but to produce the critical thinkers, but to produce the innovators, creators, right? And definitely if they are able to comprehend this thing, they can definitely create the same thing in the second language on their own. So this is why content selection is really important. Methodology, the third point is, so there are different methods to follow in the ELT classroom. And definitely we are teaching a second language, English is a second language. So we can just follow a translation method, like what to teach the students. What? W-H-A-T, what? What means kya? In Urdu, what means kya? What is your name? Is in Urdu, it's hai. Your, in Urdu, it's tumhara. And name, in Urdu, it's naam. So we can just tell them that what is your name means tumhara naam kya hai, to ask somebody's name, right? But we could definitely do it through some very innovating and creating methods like CLT, communicative language teaching, like to create some scenario, to create some real life situation. It may be an interview. We can, it may be a role play situations, right? We can achieve these different kinds of methodologies. We can do task-based language teaching, right? To assign some tasks, like in the role play, what we do, one is the interview and one is the interviewer. So we can let them introduce themselves to each other. They can observe, and they can create the second language there. Our task is to the interviewee will introduce himself to the interviewer in the second language. So definitely they will have some problems in the beginning, but obviously the teacher will provide some support to them at the time and help them to learn that what structure to follow and what are the do's while speaking the sentence in the second language, and what are the don'ts. So we can do this in some other methods as well, like task-based language teaching. We can create some exercises. We can create some activities that are learner-centered. Despite just following the grammar translation method that is very old and that is very, traditional. Similarly, when I earlier said about the type of assessment that was given after the content Badshahi Mosque, what was it? It was just to fill in the blanks, to grab the word from the content and to put in that blank to fill that, right? So uh, this is a type of assessment that a lot of schools right now are following, but definitely from the past very few years, so we can say 4 or 5, some local schools have started to notice that it is not the right way to teach, and they have somehow changed their methodologies, but they still need some progress in it to exactly follow the learner-centered classroom methodologies and assessment techniques. So by doing assessment, the exam system and the assessment that focuses on to compete with their fellows, it actually let the learners to just compete but not think critically. They may cheat from somewhere to just get some good grades. That is why I'm saying that fill in the blanks is not a good thing to put in the assessment, or it may be MCQs, or it may be match the columns, right? But how can we put some creation and innovation in the assessment as well, right? We in the classroom, for example, after teacher talking time or after giving the lecture, we can just put a role play activity, put a drama in the classroom, and the teacher can analyze that at what level the student. This is also an assessment that we are doing as a formative. There are two types of assessments we have. Formative assessment and summative assessment. Summative is at the end of the classroom, at the end of the lecture, right, as a whole, and formative is during the lecture. So we can do it. We can just stand up anybody in the classroom and ask a question in the middle of the lecture. That is also an assessment. Why should we do it on the paper and putting the marks 0, 2 by 10, 3 by 15 to create a labels on them that this is incompetent student, that this is competent? Why should we do it? Definitely it will it will just shatter their confidence and self-esteem. So that is why assessment methods should be revised. Assessment methods should be creative and innovative, and it should be to just assess the learner's need, to assess the learner's level of understanding, not to create labels that they are able to answer this and they are not able to answer this. And definitely, after assessment, it is the time to test a teacher's, temper. That I have taught them this, a lot of things, and this is what I have got. For example, if we have some, what should I say, the students that are not much able to respond. So feedback and evaluation, it is a real test of a teacher, how the teacher is going to evaluate and respond to the situation and to the results, right? So it must be something positive. It should be a personally written note, maybe on their notebooks, right, so that they can reflect on it later. It must be it must be a separate outside the classroom little meeting with the student, but it should always be positive. No negative reinforcements should be allowed in the classroom, like to beat the student firstly, or to make the student stand if they are, as a punishment, if they are unable to respond to something, and to insult student in some way, like Why have you not answered this? What were you doing all the time when I was lecturing? And what were you gossiping with your peers? No, not this way. It will just let the other students to you know to mock at her or him, or it will just create bullies in the class. So feedback and evaluation, it must be very positive reinforcement, positive and positive in, not negative in any regard. So aims and objectives, from aims to evaluation, this is what a curriculum decides, you know. And it is also the curriculum that decides that the students will just listen to the teacher and memorize this thing, and the same type of questions will come in the exam, and they will solve it and get the number, right? So this is also in curriculum, but it's up to us what curriculum we have to adopt, and that definitely should be the one that fosters innovation and creation. So these were the components of a good curriculum, right? And again, we have a quick quiz from this previous slide that we have just done, that which component ensures the curriculum stays relevant and effective. This is for you all.
Evaluation.
All right. Anybody else?
Evaluation.
The aims and evaluation.
All right. Anybody else?
Learning objects, outcomes.
And you will also share with me that why. If this component ensures the alignment of curriculum, that if this component ensures that the curriculum stays relevant and effective, then why is this component is ensuring this? So you will tell me the component and a why with it.
I think the component methodology stays relevant and effective because it aligns with all the teaching strategies, how we are going to implement activities and all that. So I think that component ensures.
Okay, which one did you say just?
Methodology.
Methodology. Okay. Anybody else with the why as well?
Just I'm saying a learning object and outcomes. So clear goals ensure the students what learn in meaningful current knowledge.
All right.
Skill.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. Definitely, when we evaluate that what we have taught and what the students have learned, and were the students able to achieve those goals or not, then definitely it will tell us that whether to amend the curriculum or not, or just stay on the same curriculum. So the evaluation or the need analysis, it allows us to revise our curriculum according to the need of the learners. So definitely it is evaluation and feedback. All right. Let's come to the next types of syllabuses. You know, curriculum was a broader term, and the syllabus comes under the curriculum. And definitely now syllabus, as we have seen in this slide, that as curriculum comprises of syllabus. Now syllabus is comprises of aims. Syllabus is comprises of all other components like content and methodology and assessment. So similarly, now syllabus will define further that how we gonna teach this particular topic. And there are different types of syllabuses, like structural and functional, situational and task-based. And I have just written a few word definitions for it. But structure is just following the grammar patterns. This is structural syllabus that I have talked about earlier, that it is just taught to the students through different drills. This is the structure of present indefinite tense. Subject plus first form of verb plus object. This is present indefinite tense, and that is what they memorize, and that is what they write in the in the exam as well, right? So functional syllabus, languages, purposes. For example, if the simple sentence is like your name is, for example, let's say my name Aisha. So to turn it into interrogative, to interrogate it or to question it, we will put is in the beginning of the sentence. Is your name Aisha? This is how we drill the functional syllabus, just to tell the purpose of the language. And this is how the students, again, they practice it again and again, drill it in the class, memorize it with the louder voices as a group or as an individual, and then put it in the exam. Same, maybe the answer of the definition, or maybe a word in the fill in the blanks, or maybe they can match the columns. Now, uh, we all have done with the structural and functional in the past, and we have known very well that these are not very much productive syllabuses, and these are not very much effective. Then we came to situational, context-based learning, that students are learning and students are memorizing the grammar rules and patterns. They know this sentence is to do this kind of thing and this sentence is to do this kind of thing, but they are not able to put it in the real life scenarios. They are not able to speak to a stranger or a foreigner in their second language. So how to overcome this problem? Then, so to overcome this problem, we got to know that they must be trained according to some situations so that they can act accordingly in those situations. So what we done, we created some situations like role plays, for example, doing a bank transaction, right? Speaking to a customer on the shop, a doctor-patient situation, right? So, and what we have done, we have created the vocabulary according to those situations. We have created the intonation pattern and the speech, and all the environment according to the situations, right? And we have created that context in the real life. So then we got to know that they are now able to produce language in the specific context. But after this, we got a bigger challenge. What that when it comes to do a debate, for example, we have, you may all know about the Model United Nations style of debating and the parliamentary debates, right? So I have also done that. Now, what to do? That is counter questioning, that is argumentation and proving your line of argument with the with examples and logical reasoning, right? So now there is a lot of knowledge in the mind, there is a lot of proofs to provide your argument, but the learner does not have words to use here, or they do not have confidence to produce spontaneously the language at that point. So how to overcome this problem now? So at this point, we got task-based language teaching to learn to performing some tasks, right? Like real life communication tasks. For example, if we want to, for example, we can send them on the road and ask them to sell some specific vegetables at the vendor, right? So we have put the vendor there. This is also the role play, but it may not be a role play exactly. Actually, it's a task based, right? Because they are actually doing something. They are not pretending to be a seller. Now the student is actually a seller there, and the people are getting vegetables from that vendor. So they are creating task-based learning style, and they are now learning by really communicating with the customer in their second language, right? So this is how, if we want to produce really good speakers, and if we want to produce the students that can be able to produce their second language speeches very fluently and very confidently in the very like early years, we can do it through the task-based language teacher. Right, so we have done with the types of syllabuses, and again, a very short quiz, a quick quiz for you. That which type of syllabus do you think is best for developing real-life communication skills, and why?
Yeah,
Yes.
task-based helps students to integrate in real-life situations.
All
Um,
right.
okay, my PhD was on task-based learning, and the students were involved all the time to accomplish tasks like making
Mhm.
journals, making interview,
Exactly.
making phone calls, etc.
Exactly. Uh, yes. So why not the situational learning from the context?
Okay, situational learning is also beneficial for learners as they act in real life situations, but tasks, they are involved in making and accomplishing the task. And all of them are involved, all the
Exactly.
students are involved in small groups to accomplish the tasks. So it is,
Exactly. Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But we have, but with the comparison of these two, we have got to know that the situational learning may be less effective than the task-based learning. It is because some students may not align with those situations, right? So task-based language teaching is, we have got to know that more effective than the other types of syllabuses. So we have got to know that what kind of syllabus we should implement in the classroom, and what should be the methodology to teach that syllabus. Then comes what should be the ELT classroom environment. How should an English language classroom should look like, right? So should be it like a teacher is talking and talking and lecturing like we do. We have got the lectures in the university, and students are just taking notes. Should it be like this, or should it be like very much socializing, interacting, and activity based? So what do you think how it should be?
Can you clarify your question, please?
uh, uh, I have just asked that an ELT classroom should look like what? Um, like environment should be like a teacher is talking and students just listening, or should be very more socializing and interacting
It
with
should,
each other?
it should prepare an atmosphere in which students have more opportunities to practice their language
Exactly.
more than the teacher's intervention, meaning that the teacher talking time should be low, giving the floor to students
Definitely.
to practice the experience.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely. That is my point, that the teacher talking time should be very less. That is our first point, learner centered. This one. So, sorry. So an ELT classroom should be learner-centered classroom with a very less teacher talking time. Like a teacher will only introduce the topic, or maybe he or she will let them know about the content, or maybe just the rules and the structure and the information about the topic. How students will get or dive deeper into that topic, it will be through their activities, their interaction, their communication, or their learning based activities. So it should always be a learner centered, like learners will be more active and will be more practicing in the classroom rather than the teacher. And how we can make it interactive and communicative? Definitely by creating a very good lesson plan in which the teacher will decide that after a 5 to 7 minutes icebreaker and 5 to 7 minutes teacher talking time, the, the whole rest of the minutes, it may be 40 if our lesson is of 1 hour, and it may be 40 to 45 or 50, how to divide this time into different activities to not let the learners distract, right? So this is an art, how to manage those activities in the specified time, right? So definitely it will go through a very enhanced and very good designed lesson plan, right? So, and about the third point, it should be inclusive and culturally responsive. So inclusivity may be a challenge for the new ELT teachers. And it was for me as well when I was a beginner in teaching. How to include all types of students, because we have different kind of students. Some are very shy and sitting at the corner in the end and not much able to socialize in the class, and not much very active. Some are hyperactive. They are like interrupting you with every point, each and every point you talk. And some are like moderate. They know when and where to ask the question, right? But how to design the activities in a way that that the one shy student that is sitting behind the class, it gets into the activity and practice equally as the hyperactive student is doing. So definitely it's also an art to decide those activities and to design it in such a way. And how we can do it through differentiation technique. If you know it about it, and you already may know it because you all from the English language, from the you have what should I say, association with the English language teaching and learning. So differentiation, like how to customize or how to molding something according to the different needs of different learners. For example, if I have a text and I want to practice them comprehension, and today's lesson is about comprehension. So definitely not every student in the class can comprehend C1 language, English language text, right? So I have to mold that same topic. For example, it is a zoo life. So I have to mold the topic, a zoo life topic, into three different kind of language or language levels or text. One should be A1, in between the A1 and A2. One should be in between the B1 and B2, and one should be in between the C1 and C2, so that everyone can able to comprehend it and able to learn through this text. It should have different difficulty levels to include all kind of learners. This is how we apply differentiation technique in a classroom. Technology integrated. Okay, sometimes we all know very well that what importance does the technology hold in a classroom and in the teaching learning process. So definitely it should be technology integrated classroom, because we got to have different kind of examples or different kind of references that we need to put in front of learners. So to jump right to that reference, or right to that video, or right to that resource in front of them and watch it as a whole with everyone in the classroom, technology should be there. There should be some soft tools to practice different kind of exercises to make it more engaging and more fun way, right? So for example, I use Kahoot sometimes to it is an online platform, and everybody on their phones, they in my school there are phones allowed, and the students bring mobile phones and put it in the coordinator's office, and in the time slot where they need the phone, they can bring them. They are allowed to use in just that specific time slot. So Kahoot is like I have created my account on the Kahoot, and every other learner has created their own accounts on the Kahoot. And in the main screen, in the main LED that is in the classroom, the number of questions are displayed there with different colors, and the learners, they solve it on their own device. So the different kind of emojis, or maybe different kind of funny profile pictures are given to the different names of the learners. So when somebody wins, it is celebrated in the screen, and everybody can see it. So it is very interactive and engaging, and it also very fun. Like they are having a seconds running on the screen, and they need to respond in some that specific running seconds, the seconds of time, like minutes, seconds. So right, so it is also like a fun based activity through technology. That is why I'm saying that technology is very important in the English language classroom. And our class,
Aisha, there is a question in the comment section. Is Kahoot free?
yes, Kahoot is free. It's KAHOOT, Kahoot. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So next point is about that in ELT classroom, we should focus on all 4 skills, that is listening, speaking, writing, and reading. Why is it important? Because if a teacher is talking and talking and talking, and the students are listening, then definitely they may have some good listening skills because they are getting, but we don't know that they are understanding what we are talking or not. So how to know that what like what they have got through our lecture or through our teacher talking time is to able to produce them. So we should have different production tasks at the end of the class, and it may be in the speaking format, it may be in the reading format, it may be in the writing format. So for reading, we do some comprehension kind of things, but for speaking and writing, speaking is sorry, my battery got low. So speaking definitely through the different question answers and formative assessments, or through some discussions and through some activities, we also got to know about their speaking skills. But definitely there should be a production task at the end, and it should be consist of something writing process, right? So we should also have some creative writing production task at the end of the classroom. So a good ELT classroom is where all the 4 skills of a language, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, are in focus. Okay, moving to the next. Think of your current classroom and let me know how many of these features are present. The features are given below in the green: learner center, interactive, tech integrated, or inclusive. This is my question for you.
I think technology integrated. It is not here. Rest of the things are there.
Alrighty. All right. Anybody else?
It is learner-centered and interactive at the same time.
Right. At the same time. Very good. And anybody else?
I think learner-centered, interactive, and inclusive.
All right. It is inclusive and it is learner-centered. And you don't have technology in your classroom?
Well, it's just, I mean, something basic.
All right. All right. And anybody else want to participate? Okay, so I think I should move further. All right, thank you. Let's move on to the next slide. It's classroom management in ELT. It is not just in ELT, but I would say in every kind of classroom. To manage the learners is a very difficult task a teacher or an instructor faces, right? Um, I got a really tough challenge as my first experience when I got my first teaching job. And it was also an English language classroom. And I had a student there. So you are now going to laugh, everybody. So what he used to do when I was writing something on board, he was like throwing paper planes on their fellows, on his fellows, and he was making different noises like meow or this kind of noise. And whenever I used to turn behind to see who is doing this, he was like the whole class was like in a proper posture. Pretending that we have done anything. So definitely there was someone doing this, right? So we have some very clever and some naughty students in the classroom. And I also um, got another problem that it was left only 2 to 3 minutes in ending a class time, and they just used to stand up and pack their bags, and they were so so in a hurry to leave the class, right? And it but for the basic ethics, it should not be done before the teacher leaves. So what they could do, that they could have wait for me to leave the class and then they should leave the class. But no, they were like very what should I say for this, that they were just waiting for the lecture to end, say, right? So these kind of problems, when we face, especially some new teachers face, so it may lead to their like resignation, or the school authorities may fire them, that they're not able to handle the classroom, and they're not able to satisfy the students and the parents, right? These kind of things. So classroom management is very, very important, not just in English language classroom, but in any kind of classroom. So how should start doing this? It should be with the very clear instructions and routines. It can be only for a teacher, and it can be for the whole class as well. Like a teacher can do it for her or himself, that I will manage my class like this, and making a checklist, and to follow that in the classroom, or he or she can do it with the whole class by sharing it with the class, that this is what I expect from you, and you will get me like this throughout our tenure, right? So providing clear instructions on the first day of the class is very, very important. And I would also like to add one thing that I have not. It is really important to give a posture and body language of a teacher in the class. You can be friendly with your language, with your tone, but a teacher is not a friend. He can be friendly but not a friend. So this is very important to think and know, that a student must take you as a teacher. He should not be able to interrupt you or to block you when you are teaching, to disrupt hold the class during the lecture. And he must know that what is the difference between disrespect and asking a question. Like I mentioned earlier, that they used to disrespect me as by exchanging paper planes and throwing paper balls on each other and pretending, and they were all doing it as a team, because when I used to ask that who was this, they didn't disclose any of the name, right? So to portray a very serious and a very formal body language at the very first day is very important, so that they may able to know that what we can talk to our teacher and how we can talk to our teacher, and what we cannot and how we cannot talk to our teacher. They can differentiate, they can learn about the boundaries of a teacher student relation. So this is why I'm saying that the clear instructions on the very first day, it is very important to set that. All
You
right.
can talk. You can talk for 5 more minutes, and we'll have a question and answer session.
Sure, sure. So group and pair work leads to the inclusivity. The student who is not much active, and the student who is not much, interested, pairing them with the very hyperactive student or a very, intellectual student, it can be a good, a good pair. Managing mixed ability learners. When we have the learners that cannot see from the last row. So a classroom should be flexible enough to allow them to change their seat whenever they want to. And maybe we have some students that cannot hear properly a teacher's voice. They should also be allowed to change their seat whenever they want to. A classroom should be this much flexible, right? And the positive reinforcement, we already discussed it, that it should not be a punishment, it should not be negative, it should always be positive. Authentic materials, that I talked earlier, that in some traditional following schools, for example, if they are teaching the structure of a present tense. So what they will do, they will put a topic about Badshahi Mosque and its information, right? And so is it an authentic material? Definitely not. So authentic material should be based on uh, real life real life happening scenarios. Like it can be, we can also teach English language through newspapers. We can also teach English language through journals, through brochures, through the ads they're watching on the TV. This is very much quite authentic than a history topic, right? So this is what I mean by authentic materials. And we are running out of time, so we will move to the next slide, and the slides will be shared with you later. You can see these quick quizzes on the presentation. So what should be a teacher's role? Very important. Should teacher always be teaching and teaching and teaching, and then ultimately assessing what I have taught? Or should it be, should the teacher go besides the learners, besides the activities, side by side, I mean, right? He or she should facilitate the learners, whatever they are doing. If they are doing wrong, to facilitate them, to guide them that how to do it, not labeling them that he's the one who doesn't know how to do it, and he's the one who did not who listened to me carefully when I was teaching or talking, right? So he or she can guide their learners. Assessor, definitely he should be accessible enough, or he should assess their learners in a way that are in an authentic way, like not putting some labels or not putting some really tough assessments, but by through just their body language and by what they are doing in the classroom, right? So he or she can assess their learners in between during the class as an assessor. Curriculum implementer, whatever the curriculum is, he must know how to adapt according to the learner's need, and how to adapt according to the time, how to adapt and adopt both. So how to adapt and adopt that curriculum. So he should be the one who can implement the curriculum in a most effective way. Reflective practitioner, definitely a good teacher is who not only teaches but learns side by side and learns throughout their journey. So when and a teacher is who always learning with their job, because uh, no matter how much advanced we have got in our field, we as we get some new learners, we also get some new challenges, right? So reflect to the past mistakes or the past challenges and to practice to overcome that challenges is what a good teacher's role is, right? Challenges in ELT classroom, I have already mentioned that when the large class size is, we definitely have a difficulty to point out that who is the one who is a spoiler and making noise. So, and it is also very difficult to provide or speak in a louder voice that can reach to the very last row. So large class size is a very basic challenge in an ELT classroom. Limited resources. Definitely, if we want to learn them the listening skills, and if we want to provide them some different accents of the English, and we want them to practice to listen and to understand different accents, definitely we would need some speakers and some LEDs or some audio. And if we do not have, definitely we will not be able to accomplish that. So limited resources is also one of challenge, and we must be able to accomplish that. But this is also a challenge that we cannot have enough resources in some areas, right? Exam oriented system. A very few months ago, I listened about Elon Musk, that he created a school of 11 to 12 students where exams were banned, and the students were just get in to learn some life skills like knitting, and cooking, and repairing with the tools, right? And they were learning through activities, through communicating, and there were no exams, so they did not have any pressure of solving a lot of questions in a limited time, and then the pressure of waiting. So if we just see basically what the ELT classroom looks like, and where the curriculum should be, so this is what I have discussed. But what type of curriculum should be implemented and how it should be implemented? So definitely it's a very huge process, and we need to definitely show some real life examples of curriculum, that how that the functional syllabus looks like, how that situational and task based syllabus looks like. So I wanted to actually do it in a more deeper way, and but definitely in 1 hour it cannot be done, and it should need at least 4 to 5 sessions to cover each aspects in a deep details, right? So we will just have a wrap up. The curriculum and classroom integration, it starts with curriculum design, um, then the lesson planning, a very good lesson plan, then how to teach according to that lesson, and how to implement that lesson, and then definitely very formative assessments and summative assessments, not by taking the written test, but to assess just noticing what the learners are doing through their activities and through their engagement, and through their through their what they're doing in the class. And feedback, it must be, we have discussed it, that it must be very positive reinforcement. It shouldn't be negative in any regard. As a reflection, what can we do now? with all this process, we have now realized that with the implementation of this curriculum, what we have achieved and what are the shortcomings. So with these shortcomings, we can revise our curriculum according to our learners' need, that what they needed and what we did not implement. So definitely we will revise the curriculum and overcome that problem as well. At the end, I will just like to conclude that curriculum is a roadmap, and curriculum is where the journey happens. Classroom is where the journey happens. Definitely, in the classroom, we apply that roadmap. We apply that whole plan that we have decided to produce our learners as an interactive, innovative, and creative beings. And in between, the most important part is the alignment between the curriculum, pedagogy, and learners' needs, because this is the only way we can have a success. And in the middle of it, I had a very important thing that was this. What is the David Noonan's curriculum design? So it is not much different, but in this there is first comes needs analysis. By taking a diagnostic test at the start of the class, on the very first day of the class, we can have a diagnostic test so that we can get to know at what level our learners are at this point, and how much effort and in what way the effort is required to do on this the class, right? So in the in Noonan's curriculum design, first comes that need analysis. So this is, I just wanted to present, and this is just a conclusion, and here are some references through which I have taken all this information, and I would just conclude it to this. Thank you so much.